It roughs up the nap and it makes it a little more friction. Efren's not worried about making the 3-ball. He's concerned with where will the 2-ball be in relationship to the cue ball at the conclusion of the shot. Struck it very softly.
You can't quite see what sort of an angle he's got here.
Generally, you can tell by the player's posture over the 2-ball what he's thinking about. The choices are he's thinking of maybe playing safe by putting the cue ball up next to the 6 and the 9 ball, the 2 balls that you see in the center of the table. And it's not laying exactly right for that either. He may put the 2-ball where I just mentioned and trickle the cue ball to the other side of the 6 and the 9. The way he's looking at the 4, he must be thinking of attempting to pocket the 2 and just stop the cue ball on this end of the table. And he had to use a lot of the rail with very soft speed to make that ball. He did not have a clear pocket. There we see Efren's first extremely difficult shot of the night, and he answered the call quite well. After the previous 2 shots, he's nudged the balls into favorable position now, and it's a matter of him maintaining his focus to go ahead and finish up the game.
I had an opportunity to speak with Efren before the match, and he was just oozing with confidence. He was just smiling away the fact that he was trailing by 7 games. He says, that is of no moment.
I'll tell you another thing. I had a chance to spend a little time with Efren today, and he was very lighthearted and animated, and he felt good. I could see it in his face. Yesterday, he seemed a bit agitated or perturbed.
Well, the score now stands at 71 for Strickland, 65 for Efren Reyes. We now have Efren Reyes preparing for the break.
In practice today, Efren was breaking the balls very well, and that was something that he had lacked the opening night. Last night he did it very well, but was not rewarded with shots from his good breaks.
Well, he did say earlier that he really came in early to try and practice his break, see if he'll get more success. And according to him, in practice, he was able to get his rhythm.
And while the shot looked like it was a missed shot, it was a planned difficult shot that had 2 intentions. 1, if he makes it, he could clear up the table. 2, if he misses it, he could leave Earl hooked behind the 8-ball. And that's a 2-way shot.
Which is exactly what happened. The cue ball hidden right behind the 8-ball.
This is a very difficult kick shot that Earl presented with. He made a fantastic try. Almost pocketing the 9. It was almost a game-winning shot. Just to hit that ball was remarkable because he had to pass the cue ball between a series of balls, and he had to do that by deviating the angle with a lot of backspin so that the angle going into the rail was much greater than what he had coming out. That was a nicely played shot. And it was a game-winning shot as well.
There's a combination here to end up the game, and for Efren to pick up his 3rd win tonight, and he further closes the gap to just 5 games, 66-71.
Well, right, here we have a picture of Mr. Puyat.
Yes, Mr. José Bopit Puyat, who has been a benefactor of a lot of pool players in the Philippines. Of course, the most prominent of them, Efren Reyes.
Well, he's a tremendous representative for our sport, and I'm honored that he would make the effort to come over here to watch the match.
And a gentleman at the first order.
Efren's pocketed the ball in the break and obtained a shot on the 1. And this is what we call a force shot. It's pretty straight in, so in order to get across the table for the 2 next, he's going to have to really muscle up. You'll see him use a long swing. Dead center on the pocket.
And again, the crowd shows their appreciation for another remarkable shot from Efren Reyes. Well, we're looking at a long drawn-out affair here, Mike, and given the intense competition that we also had the past 2 nights, do you think it's going to take its toll on the 2 players?
Well, I certainly do, and earlier I had the opportunity to try to discuss that with Mr. Strickland, and I certainly feel that his conditioning is going to weigh in, but I also understand that as the match goes along, position and pocketing balls becomes more difficult. And when we get to a situation where both players get a shot every single game, we then play a game that favors the great Efren Reyes. The entire match has really been a tale of 2 diverse talents, and each of their strengths kind of opposites the other player, so it makes for a very interesting match to witness.
Not to mention the character, personality of both players, which is also a study in contrast.
Yes, visually, if you were to look at the players, one is wound up tighter than a clock spring, and the other one appears as though he's fighting to stay awake.
He's awake. He's got a wake-up call. He's got 4 games now in tonight's match, and he has narrowed the gap to only 4 games. Strickland now has a lead at 71-67.
Well, Reyes picked up his first break and run out tonight, and that's a very important facet of the game.